What if Night Year 310 back with another video. Last time we left off, we were on chapter 22. We're about to get into the fight against Orochimaru and Kabuto. So the Rise of a Legend was made by Ashura's Transmigrant. So yeah. Chapter 23, The World of Trees. Previously. You, Naruto snarled, go to hell. A slit opened in the middle of the horizontal bar, and his whole body was ablaze with orange flames. Oh dear, Naruto-kun doesn't seem to be quite happy, Orochimaru said. You won't have thought he was a friend if not for the sarcasm. Forming the snake, no pun intended, hand seal. The neck was going, and Naruto announced, finally regaining his anger. Moton Hirojin Jakai Kotan Wood Style. Secret art. Deep forest emergence. Trees began growing out of the ground, ensnaring the Sannin and his assistants. Orochimaru's eyes widened. He had not seen this for a while, since his last experiment escaped. This won't get me, Naruto-kun, he hissed. His tongue came out of his mouth and extended towards Naruto, though his body was still stuck within the dense forest. His Rinnegan picked up the fact that attached to his tongue was a sharp sword. The Kusanagi, in fact. Kwa Tateki. The prized sword couldn't take the nature energy, ripping through it, and shattered upon impact with Naruto's palm. Kyuchion no Jutsu, Orochimaru said angrily. Already, a giant snake burst into existence and smashed the forest. What did you want, Orochimaru? I requested. 100 human sacrifices. The snake hissed. Now what, Matatabi? After this, Orochimaru said, gesturing to Naruto. Oh, so you want to play summons? Kunochi no Jutsu, Naruto shouted, and Gamabuto arrived on the scene. Gaki, I'll handle this, Jiraiya yelled, jumping onto Gamabuto's back. Buta, give me some oil. Kato, Gamayu Inda. Fire style, Toad Oil Flamethrower. A giant wave of flames splashed into Mondo, with the oil acting as an accelerated direction the flames to the snake summons. Naruto growled. The summons had disappeared. Underground? Wait for it. Makuta Hato Haten no Jutsu Wood Style. Laughing Buddha Jutsu, Naruto shouted, clapping his hands together, and then aimed at Mondo while thrashing his palms towards him. Giant wooden hands burst from the ground, grabbing onto the slippery summons. Mondo hissed. Naruto waved the hand seal snake, rat, dragon, dog, tiger, Mondoko, Jabuki, Irisi, wood style, tree, bind, eternal burial. The tree brushed out of the ground and wrapped around Mondo, further trapping him. That's it. I'm going. The snake didn't even get to finish his sentence when Naruto closed his hand into a fist. The trees tightened their grip while the hand crushed Mondo, immediately killing the boss summons. You, Orochimaru hissed. The Mondokuda has the ability to seduce beasts of all kinds. It's your turn, Naruto said. Kurama, let's go. Turning his seal, the spiral were replaced with black circles while demonic chakra poured out of the seal. The Kyuubi roared. At the Sannin and his assistant, Bujidama. As you can tell, That was the end for the snake. Unfortunately, Kabuto escaped via Shisui, leaving his master to deal with the tailed beast bomb. As he was not the one trapped by wood. 3 hours later, it was getting late at night. Jiraiya had left to do his research, leaving the Jinchuriki couple in a bar. They had planned to leave first thing in the morning tomorrow, but apparently not before some sake that Tsunade had treated them to on a slaying of Orochimaru. After Tsunade and Shizune left for the hotel to sleep, Yugito was still gulping down the sake. Whoa, go slow, Naruto said. It was her 10th bottle. Slow down, I'm afraid that's not possible, Yuga said in a drunken slur. It's just, I'll just have to match you then. His legendary stamina was not for nothing. It was only 50 jugs later that he was wasted. The drunken pair left the bar and entered the rooms, though it wouldn't have been possible without their Buji's help, substantially giving them directions. As they collapsed into bed, the day ended how it started, a kiss. That is the end of chapter 3. Now let's move on to chapter 4. Give me a second. Chapter 24, the coronation. Previously, they collapsed into the bed. The day ended how it started, a kiss. The next day, after a few hours of traveling, the group made it to Konoha, and the crowd were quite happy to see them. They were clapping with shouts of Tsunade-sama, Jiraiya-sama, Namikaze-sama, every now and then. It was after, it was a bit after a bit of settling down that the ceremony could continue. I am Senju Tsunade. Do you hereby pledge to be loyal to Konoha no Sato and to maintain a high standard of performance so that I can better serve the village. Tsunade recited the Hokage's pledge. The crowd erupted into cheers. For the first order, as the Hokage, uh, Gadame Hokage, I want Yuga Neji, Sara Shikamaru, Ni Yugito, and Uzumaki Naruto to report to my office now. The four shinobi arrived within 3 minutes, and when they did, Tsunade said, "This is what regards to your promotion. Okay, Neji, you are promoted to Chunin because of your exemplary performance during the Chunin exams. We'll except for the finals." Talking while referring to the notes that the Saname and various Jonin left, she continued. Shikamaru, for your strategy and efforts in the evasion, you are promoted to Chunin. Yugito, for your exemplary performance through the exams, after, during the invasion, and my retrieval, you have been promoted to Takubetsu Jonin. Well, for Naruto, the following information except his rank shall not leave this room. Clear. Hi, Hokage-sama. For top gaining during the exam, standing of the main weapon during the invasion, Shikaku, my true chief, and killing the traitor Sani and Orochimaru, I hereby award you Jonin rank. The Yambu in the walls gasped, while Neji widened his pale eyes. Shikamaru, he just muttered, I guessed as much. Okay, now I'll lose you your Konoha flat jackets. It's not mandatory to wear them, only during missions or collaborations with other villagers shinobi. It is, however, you can wear them now if you'd like. Also, here are some Uzumaki jumpsuits, black and or blue for Jonin, blue for Chunin, Tsunade explained. After handing out the various equipment, Tsunade said, "You are all dismissed except for Naruto and Yukito." When the two Chunin stepped out of the room, the Hokage said, "I'm losing you a new apartment. You can call that shabby. You call that shabby place a house? Also, I promote you. Yeah. Presume Yukito is moving in with you." "Hi," Naruto replied, barely containing his excitement. "Well, the Namikaze compound. It is," the blonde Hokage said while stamping her seal on the set of papers. "You can go now." "No keys?" Naruto asked, puzzled. "Well, your dad was a seal master," Tsunade began. Naruto facepalmed. That makes sense." 10 minutes later, the Jinchurikin couple arrived at the Namikaze compound, which was long abandoned for 13 years, in fact. The moment Naruto pressed his palm to the seal on the front gate, it glowed white and unlocked itself, before restoring its state within 10 seconds. "Wow," Naruto noticed. The Rachel seal over the fence was around the compound like a dome, though they were only visible from the inside. However, attempts scaling the brick wall formed the permanent of the compound would get a nasty shock, literally. As they entered, Naruto noticed Yukito's frown. "Guess what was on her mind?" he said. "I can alter the gate's seal to fit you." She then resumed smiling, as she observed the front gate. There was a small fortune and a raked kind of footprint, a footpath lined with bushes leading to the front door. Naruto walked past the Shostame's necklace glowed green, and the nearby place, and trees blowing, and fruits and flowers. As they entered the house with yet another seal, Naruto was simply amazed at his father's effort. Inside the house, the first thing that came to view was the living room. It was decked with 3 sofas and a coffee table, with a small kitchenette for brewing tea and coffee. Where Nearby there were a set of stairs leading to the second floor. But below the staircase there was more rooms. In their order from left: an osen, the main kitchen, and a bathroom. Upstairs there was a study room, a master bedroom, and a storeroom. "This sure looks like a cozy place," Yukito commented. "Yes, thanks, Dad," Naruto voiced. "You're welcome," Minato replied, smiling. "After all, you built our new home with your mind." He couldn't wait to get this house upgraded. Forming the seal of confrontation, Naruto grabbed Yukito with his other hand. "Let's get our stuff." After she was pulled into the Rinishi suite and they arrived at Naruto's old apartment. "I will miss this place," the blonde Jonin said, now with a ton of sadness. Stealing all his stuff into his storage seals, he then watched as Yukito uh, stuffed hers into a duffel bag. "Ready?" "Hey." Teleporting back to their new home, Naruto begins talking the study with his scrolls and the kitchen with his ramen cups. Meanwhile, Yukito placed milk cartons into the her her and the other blonde hygiene stuff into the bathroom. 30 minutes later, after an investive half an hour of unpacking, Naruto was dead beat as he collapsed into the bed for a short rest. It was 6 in the evening, Naruto-kun. Yukito asked. "Yes?" "Here's a gift for your promotion," Yukito said, removing the chain of blue beads of her left hand after handing it to him. The Kyubi Jinchuriki explained the beautiful blue beads. They were like blue marbles with streaks of black. Naruto concluded, it's stunningly beautiful, like you. Yugito flushed with her flirting. So how do you use these? Basically, it's like a chakra chain. First you toss it at your opponent then when you spread your fingers, it will expand. The moment it surrounds your opponent, you form the seal of confrontation with your left hand and form a fist with your right hand, kind of like Gaara's Sampak Soso. Then, when you receive the incarnation, uh, it will set your opponent on demonic fire. Yuto explained while writing down the instructions. Saying it aloud was too risky. So it go so it goes. Naruto was about to read it out when Yukito pressed a finger on his lips. When he understood, she let go. Let's go to the backyard to test it out, Naruto suggested. They were about to follow through with their plan when there was a knock on the gate. When they stepped out onto the front garden, they noticed Kakashi at the gate holding a long, rectangular box. When Naruto opened the gate, Kakashi stepped in, saying, "I heard about your promotion from Tsunade-sama. Congrats. Ear, um, Eerie Goat? Eerie Goat? I have a gift for you. This originally belonged to your mother when she gave it to her sensei, my father, then passed it to me. And now I'm bringing it full circle." Kakashi gestured to the box, then he opened it. Naruto gasped. Inside was a red velvet cloth that concealed the main object. Much like a royal crown, it was a tonto with a leather grip and a round guard. The blade was short, but inscribed upon it were the kanji Hako Chakra to white chakra saber. In the light, it gleamed with a whiteless sheen. The blade, as Naruto could tell, was very sharp as a result of constant sharpening and polishing. Upon closer observation, Naruto noticed the intricate seal lining the guard and the hilt. No doubt, made by the Uzumaki masters of Funjutsu. When Naruto picked it up, it seemed to react instantly to his chakra, glowing white as the elderless flowers. As he swung it expertly, a streak of white chakra flowed. Its highlighted its path. Walking to the backyard, where there were several wooden dummies, he let his chakra flow through the blade. A white coat of chakra surrounded the blade, and the moment he swung it at the dummy, it was decapitated. No, not decapitated. Decapitated cleanly. So it's already razor sharp with my chakra. It's potentially increased tenfold. Interesting, Naruto observed. I take it Kenjutsu will be your new interest, Yukito asked. Of course. Again, arrogant. Gazamashu, Kakashi-sensei. Naruto said, "No, I promise. I hope you will treasure this blade." Yes, I will cherish this. It is, after all, the sword that made your father the White Fang. After Kakashi left, Naruto produced the fire beads, throwing them at a nearby tree. He first spread his fingers, then closed them into a fist. It tightly wrapped around the tree, and when Naruto chanted the incarnation, it was reduced to ash. Bunsho Tinny, Naruto yelled, and the chain of beads flew back to his awaiting right hand. Wrapping them around his left arm, like what Yugito did, he kissed her gently on the neck. Alright, Yugito-chan. Next, he regrew the tree using Mokotan. Yugito smiled. Bon has came a long way since she first met him. Naruto then spent the rest of the evening studying Kinjutsu and practicing with his new Tento. He had discovered a manual in the box using the proper care for the sword. It was 10 at night when Naruto entered the house. He saw the kitchen light on, so he went there. The Nibi Jinchuriki was drinking from a milk carton when she sensed a presence. Upon finishing the milk, she threw the carton into the dustbin. Turning around to look at Naruto, she asked what. Naruto just shook his head, uh, amused to no end. It's like that. Your favorite drink or something? Hi. And go get a shower, Yukito replied. Naruto smirked and entered the bathroom. Stripping off, closing the door, he turned on the shower, letting the water cascade around him. It washed off the dirt accumulated over the long day. Traveling from Tazunokona, the coronation ceremony, the promotion, moving houses, and finally training with his new gifts. After 5 minutes, he turned the shower off and dried himself with a towel. Wearing his night clothes, he entered the master bedroom. Lying there, he was his sleeping lover. He smiled and leaned in, kissing her cheek. Good night, Yugito-han, Naruto whispered before slipping into bed without disturbing her. His eyes closed, blackness swooped in quickly. Uchiha compound. A certain emo with raven hair sat up in bed. A cold wind had prompted his eyes to open wide, and he was greeted by the sight of a man with an orange mask standing at the bedside. Who are you? If you are an assassin, you should know only an Uchiha can beat an Uchiha, Sasuke said. If that's the case, the man said with a raspy voice, I would have killed you already. At the right hole in his mask, a Sharingan glowed red in the darkness. Sasuke was immediately on guard. My name is Uchiha Madara. I'm offering you a chance to get power beyond imagination, Madara said. Sasuke smirked. What makes you think you can do as such? Madara gave a humph. I'm the leader of the feared S-rank missing nin organization named Akatsuki. Sasuke gasped. I'm in. Okay, but first, I need you to show me your worth. Kill Hagoromo. No, not Hagoromo. Yes, kill Hagoromo. No, Haruno Sakura. Of course. Packing a bag, he went to the east entrance of Konoha. Recently, he had been close to Sakura while Naruto was out finding the Gaidame. As predicted, the pink banshee was right behind him. Sasuke-kun, don't go. Humph. This is none of your business, Sakura-chan. Get lost. Sasuke said coldly. But don't you understand? Her statement was cut off with a katana pierced right through her chest. As hot tears reached his eyes, he closed them and whispered them away. When Sasuke reopened them, his Sharingan had morphed into a new form, the Mangekyo Sharingan. The next morning, three knocks resounded on the front gate, and the seal throughout the house amplified the noise. The blonde Jonin groaned. It was 9. Looking around him, his girlfriend seemed to get up already. The smell of bacon and eggs penetrated his senses. So he got to the kitchen after a ohio. He went to the front gate. There was an ombu operating with a cat mask, the same one that rescued him 7 years ago. Niko-san, what are you here for? Naruto exclaimed cheerfully. Uchiha Sasuke has left the village. He has not only defected but killed Haruno Sakura. This teaming has gone too far. Naruto growled, his eyes changing immediately into the Rinnegan with Sage Mode. That is the end of chapter 24. Let's move on to the next chapter. Give me a minute. Chapter 25, The Retrieval. Previously, this Timmy has gone too far. Naruto growled, his eyes changing immediately into the Rinnegan with Sage Mode. Anyway, Hokage-sama has requested you lead a retrieval team. She expects you now, the Anbu said. Hi, Naruto complied, body flickering away to the office. Tsunade-bachan, I can't let him get away with killing a fellow Konohanin, despite how useless she was as one. Tsunade slammed her hand on the desk. That's exactly why I want you to retrieve him. He left by the east entrance, and he is at least 5 hours ahead. I need you to immediately assemble a team and get going. Hi, Naruto said, and confronted Shikamaru and Neji to meet at the east entrance in 5 minutes. Then going back home, he got Yugito to come with him, though not before she insisted on him eating his breakfast. East entrance. Listen up. Uchiha Sasuke has defected from the village. He has at least a 5-hour head start, so we must get going on now, understand? Hi, Tachu. The group stomped down the path, with Neji taking point by his Byakugan activated. Naruto touching, there seems to be another company with him. A male, Neji responded. Okay, in that case, we need to increase our speed, Naruto ordered. The team took a dashing but encountered an army of hollow ninja. Neji and Shikamaru stopped there to fight them, but they insisted that the Jinchuriki continue their journey as they held back the foes. Taicho the tracks even near the border. I've seen them. Please go now, Neji reported to be specific, the Valley of the End. The pair arrived there soon, and discovered Sasuke and the masked man sitting on top of Madara's statue. Who are you? Naruto yelled to the head of the statue, which was 15 stories up. I'm the masked man, said before a swirl encircled his right eye and sucked his body in. Another swirl appeared at the feet of Madara's statue. I'm Uchiha Madara, he finished as his body got reformed. Tss, Naruto responded, I'm sure. Oh, so you don't believe me? Allow me to demonstrate, but first, Sasuke-kun, give them a taste of your power. Sasuke gave a humph, and his Sharingan morphed into the Mangekyou Sharingan. Closing his eyes, a 10th line of blood rolled down his face from his left eye like tears. Amaterasu. Sasuke forced on Naruto, and black flames shot towards him. Shinara Tensei. The black flames were easily deflected, considering that Sasuke learned it while on the run with Madara. Sasuke at this point raged. He began spamming the flames everywhere, causing an inferno in the Valley of Inns. Sounds like a game. Sounds like a gamer. Naruto absorbed them like a sponge. Water with his Geikido. It's so fun seeing him rage, Naruto yelled to Yugito over the roar of fire. She laughed as she nimbly escaped yet another flame from burning her to a crisp. By the end of 5 minutes, Sasuke's eyes hurt like shit. Blood covered the whole part of his face below his left eye, and his vision was blurred from staring far too long. Sasuke cupped the bleeding eye with his left hand and stared at the pair with murderous intent. Using his right, though, it was nothing compared to Naruto and Yugito's killing intent when they tried. This is power, Naruto laughed. Sasuke growled. The sage fired off a Hiraijin kunai at the traitor, and within his tenton. When the kunai latched into Madara's status forehead, Naruto teleported to it while swinging his chakra saber. It was so fast that Sasuke was almost uh, bisected, if not for Madara pulling him back. The white streak of chakra remained there, showing just how lucky Sasuke was. Madara narrowed his eyes. The Hatoko chakra. Too interesting. Naruto then swung up on the top of the statue and began engaging the two Uchiha in Taijutsu and Kenjutsu. His superior dojutsu forced the younger Uchiha to be pushed back towards the edge of the statue. Sasuke raised his blood-stained katana and stabbed it into the rock in order to stabilize himself. Naruto then took the chance to swing his tanto, making a long gash on the traitor's stomach. However, he had no time to deliver a killing blow as he was locked on by Madara. Uzumaki Naruto, you are an interesting one, but that won't stop me from completing my plans. This means war. The next time I see you, I will capture you and your little girlfriend as part of my plans. Sasuke, let's go now. Grabbing Sasuke's hand, the traitor got sucked into the spiral center around Madara's right eye. 3 years, Uzumaki. 3 years. Were the masked man's last words. Naruto picked up the katana and sealed it within his storage seal. This would be sufficient evidence to list Sasuke as the traitor of Konoha. Sheathing his tanto, he kept the Hiraishin kunai from earlier. He couldn't risk anyone finding out the secret. Yugito-chan, he said, in 3 years he would come to capture us as part of his plan. So until then, we must train. Naruto told Yugito. Okay, let's go find the others. The Niba Jinchuriki said before tracking. When they last left behind Neji and Shikamaru, they saw Neji, Shikamaru, Gaara, Kankuro, and Tamari. What are you guys doing here? Naruto asked Gaara. Gaara may have been his friend, but Kankuro and Tamari weren't. Chill, Naruto, Daichi-kun. They were here to form an alliance. They helped us to eliminate the Hollow Nin, Shikamaru explained. Tamari raised her eyebrow at the Teichu part. He continued, after the fallen Suton-on invasion. He released the Kazekage who had issued the order to invade in the first place. Was the bastard Orochimaru himself. He killed our father and took his place as Kazekage. So now we're here to open our alliance with Konoha. Well, it's not my place to judge, but I can tell you one thing. I killed Orochimaru already, Naruto said. Kankuro and Tamari dropped their jaws, but Gaara just raised an eyebrow. I presume the retrieval failed, Neji asked, noticing the absence of one traitor? Yes, the man with him was Uchiha Madara, Naruto said. Even he is out of your league, Shikamaru muttered. That's why I have to train. Now let's go back, Naruto ordered. The group sped back to Konoha. It made it back within 2 hours with the help of Jinchuriki Konoha gates. Halt. What's your business? Oh, Izuma said before, flattering, uh, faltering as he saw the group of more specifically Naruto. Konan said you're clear. Naruto nodded to the elite guards and brought his guests to Tsunade. Tsunade-bachan, I'm here with an alliance from Suna, Naruto said, giving her a look that said the mission would be after the guests left. She understood and agreed to the alliance after making sure they had genius instructions. After they left, Naruto said, the retrieval failed. Nani Tsunade couldn't help but yell. Wincing, Naruto explained the whole situation to her. She just gave a mixed reaction to Uchiha Madara. Well, the reason why Hiruzen Sensei died was because he was fighting against the Shoden and Nidama. Apparently, Orochimaru used the Nadame's jutsu Ito Tensei, Immortal World Reincarnation, to revive the brothers, my grandfather and granduncle. Therefore, I wouldn't be surprised if his assistant he is if his assistant Kabuto revived Madara too. Tsunade explained. At any rate, I'll need to train. I've got 3 years, so I'll make the best of it, Naruto declared. Oh yes, you will come. Oh yes, well, came a familiar voice from the window. Yaro sensei, I'll be taking you for 3 years training trip to improve your skills. You'll need them against a guy like Madara, Jiraiya said. Yukito hid her feelings behind of Massive's calm because she knew Naruto needed it. Tsunade agreed. She signed a couple of papers and handed them to Jiraiya. From now on, Uzumaki Naruto is a full-fledged student of Jiraiya of the Sannin, and can travel freely across the elemental nations unless called back by Konoha. He will only resume service upon 3 years, after which he is to continue completing missions. This takes immediate effect in order of the Gadame Hokage, Tsunade Senju of the Sannin. Jiraiya read. So where are we going? Naruto asked. Jiraiya rubbed his chin thoughtfully. I'll give you a day for your goodbyes. We'll leave at 8 in the morning tomorrow, the Sannin said. All right, I'll take my leave now, Naruto said, and grabbed the hand of his lover. Rini Shishin, he said, and flickered away to his house. He began writing many letters and dropping them off. It was soon late at night, and he retired to bed. He smiled as he noticed the look on Yugito's face. Such sincerity, Naruto sighed. Tomorrow would be no doubt a tough day of traveling and training. The next morning, Naruto opened his eyes and looked beside him. Her peaceful look was still there, so he decided to leave her alone. Sliding out of bed silently, he pulled up the covers on his girlfriend and left to pack his bag. 9 o'clock. Naruto arrived at the entrance where his master was waiting for him when he noticed a small crowd gathering. There were his friends, the Ichiraku family, and some civilians. Apparently they had heard of his departure. Suddenly a burst of killing intent came rushing to him. Were you trying to leave without telling me? Yugito shrieked, tackling him. Uh, Gomen, Naruto said before he was cut off by a passionate kiss. Stay safe for me, alright? Yugito whispered. Naruto chuckled, of course, Yugito-han. There he stood up, and so did Yukito, blushing at what she just did in public. Let's go, Iru-sensei, Naruto said with a huge tick mark appearing on his head, causing the crowd to laugh. That is the end of that chapter. I owe you guys an apology. For some reason, I can't look up chapter 26 on the device I'm using, so I'm gonna have to do it on my phone. So, yeah, let's change over that real quick. Okay, The Rise of a Legend. Chapter 26. The New and Improved. Previously, let's go, Iro Sensei, Naruto said, and a huge tick mark appeared on his head, causing the crowd to laugh. 3 years later, the blonde teen and the man in his 50s stepped on the path towards Konoha. Wonder how everyone's doing, the blonde muttered. Let's go through with the plan, shall we, Naruto asked Jiraiya, in a mischievous smile coming to his face. Yes, Gaki, Jiraiya replied, now that they were close to Konoha. Naruto extended his senses to target 200 meters away. Finding the seal he wanted, he closed his eyes without putting on a black hood, while putting on a black hooded cloak and a fox mask. In a yellow flash, he teleported to the Horatian seal he had marked the Hokage's office window with for a prankster. He sure did have foresight to have placed it there 3 years ago before he left Konoha. Slipping in silently, he tapped the Hokage on the shoulder and said in a deep voice, "Enjoy the chair, mama? Ma'am?" Not really sure. Instantly, he stepped back as 5 Anbu dropped into the room from their spots in the walls. The first one, Tora, came at him with a tanto. Naruto easily sidestepped him and pushed him away to the wall, enough force to render him unconscious. The second one, Ushi, slammed his fist into Naruto's stomach, but he seemingly phased behind the ox-masked Anbu as he chopped him in the neck. The third one, obviously angered at his defeated comrades, so he rushed forth with a katana towards the blonde perpetrator, swinging it in precise strokes. He almost got the blonde, but every time he missed. Why? The blonde behind Naruto's mask. The eyes behind Naruto's mask, of course. His new super-trained Rinnegan detected even the slightest of movement in the room, even more so if the wide strokes made by his sword, with just a flash of white. "Guess what?" Naruto said, disarming his opponent. The katana lodged itself in the wall. He kicked the Anbu in the back of the neck, knocking him out as well. The fourth one became wary. He began engaging Naruto in Chaijutsu, but was quickly knocked cold by the Goizen Tentaki in the stomach. The fifth Anbu had a cat mask, and her blonde brazen swayed as she stepped in front of Tsunade, protecting her from this unknown enemy. The Rinnegan saw right through the mask. "Long time no see, Yugito-chan," Naruto said in his normal voice, and pulled off his hood and mask. His blonde bags fell from the side to his handsome face, making Tsunade go, "Minato-kun?" Naruto waves his hand to the left, causing the Nibujinariki's mask to fly away, and gestured his hands towards it. Yugito came flying into his arms, and he was caught by a bone-crushing hug. This was soon followed by a passionate kiss at reunions of separated lovers. And this carried out until Tsunade cleared her throat. "Naruto-kun, so you're back. Do you mind explaining what the hell happened?" Hee, Naruto said sheepishly. This was a prank. Something I wanted to do when I came back. How the hell did you get in without the guards saying anything? I ordered Izuma and Kotensu to tell me immediately when you came back. Tsunade asked bewildered. Naruto replied, On the day before I left, I marked the window with my Eurasian seal. 3 years ago, you sure do have foresight. Unfortunately for a prank, Tsunade said. Well, I could give you credit that you beat 4 of my Yambu in less than a minute. I'll bring them back now, Naruto said before clapping his hand. Jigukudo. Purple flames rose from the floor before a giant head appeared and opened its mouth, and 4 tongues wrapped around the bodies from pulling them into it. After a minute, they were spewed out by the head, and it descended into the floor, though together with the flames. The intruder, Tora, groaned as he clutched his head. He then opened his eyes to the sight of Tsunade and Yugito. And the Yodama? The others did the same before Tsunade explained the whole situation to them. No hard feelings, Naruto said, rubbing the back of his head. Tora laughed. It just shows me I've got to train more. Later, Jiraiya popped in and they had a meeting to discuss Naruto's improvement. Later in the afternoon, Naruto met all his friends from the Konoha 15, Sans, Sakura, and Sasuke. Apparently, they were all tuning, now with only Neji as Jonin and Yugito as Anbu. Though the others didn't know, can't wait to test my skills against you, Naruto. Right, Akamaru. Kiba boasted. Akamaru barked in response. How about now, Naruto suggested. Everyone, let's go to Training Ground 7. Naruto's eyes bled purple with orange markings linking the sides. Tisk. This will be an easy fight, Kiba said. Silently, Yukito laughed at his naivety. But Kiba-kun, Hinata started, but she was cut off by him. No worries, let's begin, shall we? Kiba said before he was tossed back 50 meters by an unknown force. Bancho Tini, Naruto shouted, and Kiba flew towards him. 4 hands in total came out of Naruto's sleeves and whacked the Inuzuka with Kawa Tatake. Kiba was stunned. What the hell did he just see? Sharanda Kanokia Ashrapath. Bazooka arms, Naruto shouted, and a massive amount of chakra gathered in his second right hand. He launched it, and the whole first propelled itself towards Kiba. When Kiba was standing with a crater the size of a small room made by the explosion using his usage of chakra. Luckily for Inuzuki, he had narrowly avoided it. Hee, that was just my low chakra, Naruto commented, leaving Kiba gobsmacked. Low charge. You heard right, Mutt, Naruto replied. Kiba growled loudly. Let's go, Akamaru. Juin Tejutsu. Ogi. Gatsuki formed a crow guard over their hands, or paws. In claws-like position, they jumped into the air with the shape of twin tornadoes. They hurled towards Naruto, who simply said, I wouldn't do that if I were you. Moto Kutan no Jutsu. 2 giant Buddha hands grew out from the ground. The wooden palms grabbed the tornadoes and caught them instantly, stopping their spinning movement. Naruto controlled the hands with his own hands. He slammed his 2 palms together in effect, slamming Kiba and Nakamura together. There, um, then bundling his hands into a right hand first, he with the left hand wrapping around it, cracking knuckles. Naruto moved his hands downwards. The wooden hands raised themselves and then drove Kiba and Nakamura into the ground. Needless to say, they were unconscious. Naruto once again used his Naraka path, I'm pretty sure that's the animal path, and healed them. Hey, you got me good, Uzumaki, Kiba said. I get everyone good, Inuzuka, Naruto replied, winking uh, suggestively at Yukito. She smirked. 7 at night. The Konoha 15 met again at 7 for a dinner at the Akamichi restaurant run by Choji's dad. Chozo then first served 20 plates of chicken wings, of which Choji ate 15 while the others ate 5. Over the main course, they discussed their progress over the 3 years, though the attention was mainly on Naruto training. I mastered Sage Arts and completed the training for my Rinnegan 6 pass. As for my basic abilities, I've improved on my Taijutsu and Ninjutsu greatly, as well as Genjutsu as far as my Rinnegan is concerned. My speed is blinding and my stamina is higher than ever. Also, I've completed the Hiraishin and Rasengan training, as well as my Makoto. My chakra pool is now larger than all the Kages present after I synced with my Buji, Naruto said, leaving out the Mokuton and the White Fang. They chatted for another 2 hours till 9 when they drank wine and got tipsy. Well, except for Naruto and Yukito, who both asked for a glass of cold, almonded water. You could see the couples now. Kiba accompanied Hinata home. So did Neji for Tenten, Choji for Ino, Lee for Kim, and Chino for Mini. Naruto and Yukito took their leave as well. After the blonde male tipped the water, the waiter and bartender. Wow, that was one hell of a reunion, Naruto said, just as he returned to the Namikaze compound. You think she snorted. The moment he stepped into the house, he was lifted up by Yukito and carried upstairs to the bedroom at the inhuman pace. I've wanted this for a very long time, Yukito said, before making out as if they haven't met for years, which was kind of true. They kissed once because struggles for dominance over each other's lips. He softly nibbled her ear, causing her to purr in pleasure. He then laid more kisses, which trailed down to her neck, then collarbone. Then he stopped as if asking for permission. Yukito showed consent by nodding when she noticed Naruto's eyes, darkened cloud by lust. She shivered. During the height of the moment, he said the 3 words she wanted to hear all her life. Anto, I don't know what those words mean. I don't even know what they. Antat wa isira. Waspi mo anto oshi. Yukito repelled as Naruto laid kisses on her now bare abdomen. Warning, Lemon, please skip to the next morning if you don't want to read it. Yeah, I'm saying I understand why I couldn't read this earlier. I'm gonna read it to make sure it's nothing too inappropriate. So yeah, if it is, then we'll be skipping to the next thing. Yes, it was too inappropriate. The next morning, Naruto opened his eyes to see his lover still sound asleep. It was quite early in the morning. Yukito-chan, time to wake up. She groaned and moved closer to her source of warmth. I've got an idea, Naruto thought, smiling devilishly to himself. Forming the hand seal of confrontation with both hands, he jabbed Yukito in her side. She laughed, now wide awake. So, you are sensitive. Good to know. Don't you dare, Yukito was about to start when her 16-year-old boyfriend began tickling her without any mercy. She laughed so hard that she began crying. Yukito was only spared when there was a knock on the door. When Naruto answered, there was an Anbu, Tora. He spoke gravely, Gaara the Katsukage has been captured by the Akatsuki. That is the end of chapter 6. Tell me if you prefer me having like the words on my phone. That way when I mispronounce something, you guys can tell me in the comments. Cause yeah. And I don't know if any of you are interested, but if you'd like me to read those one parts that I had to skip, tell me in the comments. I don't know if there's any more like that, but tell me if you want me to read those next time. The rescue of the Kazakage. Previously, he spoke gravelly. Gaara the Kazakage has been captured by the Akatsuki. Naruto clenched his fist. Apparently, it was by Deidara and the bomber of Iwaka. This guy is dead, Naruto vowed. Kakashi, Yukito, and Yamato, and you will rescue the Kazakage as part of the alliance. Also, Team Guy will be remindering assistance as backup. As you will leave immediately. Then Tora thought of something. Why didn't you seem confused to know that Gaara is the Kazakage? Iro-sensei has much information. Iro-sensei, Tora asked, confused. Jiraiya-sensei, Naruto elaborated. Getting the reference, Tora flickered away. Yukito-chan, we got a rescue mission. Who? Yukito asked. Gaara, the Kazakage, Naruto responded. Her eyes widened. Let's go now, Naruto said, sealing his supplies and putting on his cloak. Yukito nodded, doing the same. She took her Anbu mask and sealed it too. Ever since Uzuki Yuga left Anbu, she took over the Nimu mask. The body flickered to the entrance where they saw Kakashi and a brown-haired man with a hampuru. You must be Yamato, or should I say Tenzo? Naruto commented, looking at the new member with his Rinnegan. Naruto read his thoughts. How do you know? Yamato and Naruto said at the same time, with the blonde voice casualing the brunette's thoughts. Can you read my mind? I take that as a yes, Yamato and Naruto said simultaneously again. Let's not waste time. We need to rescue Gaara, Naruto spoke up, and assent was uttered among the Anbu and Jonin. They rushed down the path between Konoha and Sunan, covering it within 3 days and their speed. When they arrived at Sunan, the guards immediately thought that brought them to see the elders. One particular elder named Chikyo stepped out and said, this Deidara who captured Kazakage-sama had a partner, Akatsan Suno no Sasori. Sorcery of the Red Sand. Interesting to note, Naruto thought. Sasori is my grandson. He deflected a few years after his parents were killed by that blasted White Fang. Chiyo continued. Naruto's eyes widened as did Kakashi's. Then she turned and noticed Kakashi. You, the White Fang, she screamed, enraged. Lady Chiyo, please calm down. I am just his son, Kakashi said. Just then Naruto detected it. was for the best not to reveal to Hatake Chakra Tanto. Anyway, you said, calming down slightly. I'll be coming with you, Konoha to rescue the Kazakage, because I know how to deal with my grandson, being a puppeteer myself. Okay, Lady Chio, we have no time to waste. Let's go now, Naruto urged impatiently. Hi, the Kazakage awaits us. The elder agreed and followed the Konoha squad out of Suna in the direction a Sunanin last saw them. Um, they reached the appeared to be a giant rock formation in a dense forest. A few hours out, there was a tag with the kanji for forbidden on it. This Naruto's eyes narrowed while exclaiming the seal. It's the Guto Fukin 5 seal barrier. What does it do? Kakashi asked. It unleashes 5 seals tags, one on the protective area itself, and the others are hidden nearby, surrounding the area. The only way to get through it is by removing all tags at once, but there may be another trap underneath. The Kumisujun no Jutsu, Mirror Reflection Jutsu. It released the entrusted exactly with the same minded skill set and fighters and fights them, Naruto exclaimed. But I'm not a level 30 Seal Master for nothing, Naruto said, uh, producing a brush and chakra ink. Dipping the tip into the ink, he created 4 clones to locate the other tags. He proceeded to draw an laborious seal around the forbidden seal tag on the rock wall. Yukito, Kakashi, and Yamato could only marvel at his experience. 3, 2, 1, Naruto muttered before slamming his palm onto the seal, glowing white hot, same as the other seals, and the clones slammed their hands onto them simultaneously. The black line ran into the main seal tag and wrapped around the Kinji. The forbidden wrapped into open for the seal tag, burning it into ashes. As the main seal tag was uh, disintegrated, so did the other 4. Lines begun to run in the shape of the door um, in the rock wall. Then it slammed down, making an entrance to the cave within. Inside was a bloody man and a redhead, both in signature Akatsuki cloaks. Uh, Behind them was a lifeless body of the Ibuki Jinchuriki Gaara. Timmy, what did you do to Gaara? Naruto demanded. Sorcery, uh, Don, Donnie, it appears the rescue team is here. I'll leave the body to you since you want him as a puppet so much. Humph. The blonde Aizonin spoke. Make your leave quickly, a deep voice came from the redhead. Deidara took 2 pieces of clay out, one a bird, the other a ball, forming the Hitsujin hand sign seal with the bird on the floor. It expanded to a gigantic size. He then sat on the bird while throwing the clay ball up to the top of the rock's formation. Holding the seal of confrontation, he yelled, Katsu. Deidara then proceeded to ride the bird out of the cave through the hole made by the exploding cave ceiling. This teammate thinks he can run. Naruto settled, a slit formed in his divine eyes. Kakashi said, Naruto will follow me to take out Deidara. The rest of you fight Sasori. Hi, Kakashi-senpai. Both Anbu responded. Naruto immediately flew out of the cave with his gravitational powers, following Deidara through the hole. Then began chasing the bomber through the forest, where there was a giant crevice splitting the forest land in half. In the crevice there were logs suspending horizontally across 50 meters below, bringing the two creative walls where Kakashi was jumping from log to log. Lifting his headband, he spoke, "Mangekyo Sharingan." His three-tomer Sharingan morphed into a pinwheel shape, divine Kamui, divine threat. Aimed his eye at the airborne Akatsuki, he focused on the blonde's right hand. The area around Deidara and his bird became distant, and everything in the area began to get sucked into the focal point of the distortion, his right hand. Deidara looked down, alarmed. As Kakashi continued jumping along, the hands gradually got too stuck into the void. His Kamui diminished. Deidara used his eye scope and noticed Kakashi staring at him with the Mangekyo Sharingan. "That's a dojutsu," he thought. Suddenly Kakashi closed his left eye in pain. The Kamui was released, causing the head and everyone else around it to return to normal and distorting gone. "Humph," Deidara smirked. "I'll show you my art." Grabbing multiple clay animals, he flung them towards the Jonin, who was still smarting with pain from the overusage of the Kamui, the chakra depletion. Naruto, who was flying overhead, Kakashi immediately forced the Rinnegan. Hold on, drop something.